So we've been thinking about the exterior mostly in terms of this west portal, the ceremonial portal, the royal portal. Let's come around here. This is the north portal, since this is the east end. There's a south portal as well, but we're going to come around here to look at how the sculpture develops as the decades go by. So here we have two views, a close-up of the central door and then a view further back, which allows you to see off to the sides that this is also a triple portal. But look at how dramatic and deeply carved and cut this central portal is. The pointed arch is now topped with what's called a gable. We'll see that this is used often to enhance the verticality and for structural reasons. Above that, lancet forms and then a rose window of stained glass. So I'm noting here that the trumeau, which is used to support the lintel and the tympanum, the trumeau has a figure carved. It's Saint Anne, the mother of Mary, holding baby Mary. And it commemorates the fact that Chartres has acquired a major new relic, Saint Anne's head. And they got it because, as you will recall, the crusade that passed through Constantinople in the early 1200s stopped to loot the goodies from Constantinople. This was one of them. Now remember, this church is called the Church of It is the Cathedral of Notre Dame, Our Lady. It is dedicated to Mary. So having the head of Mary's mother is a big deal. And remember, its central relic is also associated with Mary as the mother of Jesus. We're going to turn here to the figures on the side, the jam figures, because here's where something very dramatic is happening to sculptural bodies. I would ask you to compare for a moment, to look at what you just saw at the royal portal, the Hebrew Bible kings and queens, how they are designed, carved, imagined, versus these figures. Here now on the north portal at the side, on the jambs, where Saint Anne is in the trumeau, what do you see that's different about the bodies? Look at feet. Look at the anatomy. Look at movement. Look at faces. Look at gestures. If you look very carefully, you'll actually start to wonder what's going on because there's action happening now. There's no action with these kings and queens. They stand there aloof. They're like frozen popsicles. They're popsicle kings and queens. Here, nothing is frozen. There is actually life and motion. How did the sculptors do that? And why did they do that? If you look very carefully, what's happening? This figure holding, what is that? It's not a puppy dog or a kitten, it's a lamb. Look over here. This figure holding a child. What's at the child's ankles? Ropes. What's at the child's wrists? Ropes, bound. What is this man holding? A knife. This is Abraham and Isaac. This is Abraham substituting the lamb. So these are prophet figures, but they are alive in a different way than the kings and queens. The Hebrew Bible kings and queens are completely submerged into the column. They are themselves column bodies, inseparable from the architectural columns. These figures seem to actually stand and they step out and engage with space in three-dimensionally complex movements. They have these niches above their heads, which function almost like crowns, but also deepen the space. And the way that they step away from the columns, the way that they stand, allows them to seem to move and breathe and respond and to engage you, the viewer, in a different way. There's all this turning so that Abraham here, with the lamb that is offered as a substitute to his son, turns in this direction, whereas here his head turns all the way to the side as if he's listening to the voice of God. And so is Isaac. So there's a way in which these figures are engaging with each other. There's a movement, a call and response between them and across them. We have a kind of active drama unfolding. This is dramatically different. This is the growing fulfillment of the potential of that naturalism that was associated with a new interest in Roman art. And we're going to see this continuing as Gothic develops.